Hey everybody, how we doing today? Beautiful day here in the Florida Keys. We're having some nice weather and winds, which is very good. So figured I'd come here and take advantage of it. Thought I'd come out to Shark Channel and maybe see if I could hook up to a tarpon. Unfortunately, I think I caught the tide wrong. It looks like I'm at the end of the outgoing. It's still early, got quite a bit of sun. So the evening time is going to be an incoming tide, which is not good, but I might have a solution for that. Right now I'm just going to kind of chug along the flats here, possibly running into some tarpons up on the shallow water. One of the things I want to work with again is the All About the Bait rigging kits with the Hoagie 7-inch pink, and then I've got another small bait as well that I want to try. So we're gonna play around with that, and also I want to see if I could pick up a tarpon on a crab, since I haven't done that yet this year. So I might stop off before we get out to the channel and see if I can get a blue crab and then drift that out there, especially with this reverse tide coming up. So that's the plan. All right, so I'm on this flat over here along the channel. Dropped the chum bag to the bottom instead of having it sitting up top and dispersing chum. I just got it sitting down on the bottom because I want just to attract the crabs, although the glass minnows and stuff are loving it. And then I'm just going to have that sitting there, and I'll keep an eye on it, see if any attracts some crabs out of these grassy areas here. Keep an eye on the sharks so they don't come by and steal the bag. And I think I've got some shrimp, so I'm going to put some shrimp on a hook and then put that on the bottom as well, just to get a different scent mix out there and see what we can do. All right, while we're waiting for the crabs to show up, I'll show you how I use the All About the Bait rigging kits. Basically, they're the 60-degree 2x strong mustad hooks, same hooks that I use for the fish head jig heads and the cobra jig heads. Super strong tarpons, no problem, whether it be the 2-aught or the 8-aught or the 10-aught, no problem. You hook up a tarpon, this hook is not going to bend. What I've got is a couple different baits I'm going to rig. One is just this smaller paddle tail here, and this is the Hoagie 10-inch. What I try to do is to correspond the hook to match the bait so that it's relatively the right size across the board. This paddle tail is kind of made for these kind of rigging kits because it's got the slice in the belly, so the hook can reside deeper into the belly and give more hook availability. And then it's got an indentation in the top, and that's to hide the hook tip and make it weedless. So we're going to start by taking our clip-on corkscrew holder there. Find the center of the bait, just find the center with the tip and then just push it in there. And then from there you can just start corkscrewing it in. And then that center pin will keep it centered in the bait. And you're just going to twist it on. And you don't want to get too close to the eye of the hook because you don't want to foul that up. Once you're into a good spot, you want to center it so that it is perpendicular to the hook, so the hook can swivel up into the bait. Then you're going to find the bottom, which is the slot there, so you know which side's the bottom. Then what you can do is lay the hook against the bait so you know roughly where the hook has to come out of the top of the bait in order to be centered. So I know right about there. I'm going to turn it upside down, open up the belly, kind of twist it to fit, and try to push it straight in the middle. And if it's centered, which it is, then I could run it through the rest of the way. And boom, we've got our centered paddle tail there. If you need to, you can kind of pinch it, stick the eye of the hook into the bait, and then you're totally weedless across the top there. All right, let's rig the Hoagie. Works the same way. Just get a corresponding size. I think this is like a 9-aught with the medium pin. Sometimes what I do, if these baits have a thinner tip, I'll just take some scissors, square it off, and then I have a little better platform in order to run the corkscrew there. Find the center. Once I've got the center, just poke it through and then start twisting. Okay, when I get to the bottom there, we're gonna look at the bait. We're gonna see that it's got a slot on this side and then just an indentation on this side. So we know the slot side is where the hook is gonna start and penetrate, and then the concave part is where the hook will sit. So we're going to measure it by eyeballing how it's going to sit, and then we could go through, bend the bait, try to get it to come out straight out the center, which it is. And once it's there, you can push it the rest of the way through. And there we go. Sits nice and straight there. And again, if I had to, if there's a lot of weeds, I like to keep the hook exposed a bit, so I definitely get that good, just straightforward hook set. But if I'm dealing with a lot of weeds, I'll just pinch the bait, push it forward, and then put the nose underneath it, and that makes it weedless there. So those two are rigged. I'm not seeing very much crab action here, so I think I might go to the other side of the channel and see if that's any better. So let's go over there. Man, look at all the pilchards. I haven't seen pilchards in such a long time. Oh, nice. This whole thing is just filled full of pilchards. That. Oh my gosh. Nice ones too. Golly. That thing, it's just packed full of them. Ooh. That opens up a lot of fishing options. Man, they're jumping into my kayak. This thing is just packed full of them. Holy jeez. Beautiful. All through here still. Nice. Something's got it already. Nothing big, kind of jackish feeling. Come up, come up, come up. I don't know. Just trying to get down to the bottom and keep it up. Oh, it's gotta be on the bottom, I think. Nope, it's just trying to stay on the bottom. Yeah, I don't think that was a jag. That might have been a grouper. We'll try to wait him out. All right, it started running away again. There it goes. Get him up this time. Oh, dang it! That ended up breaking me off. Golly. That's my bobber. What was that? Oh, I must have got caught in some weeds. Dang it! Alright, there we go. Not our tarpon. Not our tarpon. Feel the head shaking. Big jack maybe, small shark. What are we? Oh, big jack. Dang it. Nice. Really big jack. Mondo jack. That fatty, man. Usually see these big guys during the winter time. Ah, I swallowed it. Yeah, that's a North Florida size jack. Man, that'd be close to my personal best. All right. Not the tarpon, but it's something. Something got it. There we go. Something smallish. This is on a very tiny pinfish. Poor bait management. This is my last pinfish and the sun's not even down yet. Too many toothy critters. And I couldn't find blue crabs. The thing about blue crabs is nothing will eat them except a tarpon and a permit. So you know you're good there. And another jack. Kayak. So that is the end of our live bait. But we've just got artificials left. Well, we are in magic hour, but due to poor bait management, I am out of pinfish at the moment that you should be using them. I've lost 2 of my white 10-inch hoagies to cudas. So I'm throwing the black one, which is good anyways, but the big barracudas really like these hoagies, and that makes it a very expensive trip. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep an eye out for rolling fish, and then I might troll a 9-inch paddle tail. So right now I'm looking for any signs of life. I've only seen a handful of tarpon rolling, mainly when the current was still outgoing, but now it's incoming, so I haven't seen too much. Saw a couple of you here, so that's what I've been throwing at. But we'll see if we can pull something out of the hat here. All right, so got the 9-inch paddle tail nose hook there, so I'm gonna troll this around and see what we can do. Probably troll both of them around and cover some water, so see what we can do. Now that's a Key West sunset. Boy, I wish I had a shirt that I could memorialize this beautiful event. Oh yeah, www.allaboutthebait.com, tarpon sunset shirt. $25, free mask. Where's my tarpon at? Hail Mary tarpon, whoa! Bet you has a stupid cuda bit the tail off. Dang it. Oh no, that was on my 9-inch paddle tail there. Come on, baby. The following is an instructional video on how to use the All About the Bait rigging kit to rig your soft plastic baits in small, medium, or large sizes. How to use the All About the Bait rigging kit. First off, you need to match up the hook to the size of the bait you're using. I've got 3 examples. I've got the 10-inch hoagie, I've got a 5-inch paddle tail, and I got about a 2-inch curly tail. So first what we're going to want to do is to match up the hook that we're going to use with each bait. So in this instance, I'm going to lay the hook right along there. I kind of know where I want that hook to set. Plus I want to take a look at the amount of hook gap between the shank and the tip to make sure I have enough clearance there. So in this instance, I'm going to be using a 9/0. For the 5-inch paddle tail, I'm going to go with a 4/0. And for the grub, I'm going to use a 2/0. Next, we're going to want to take a look at the clip-on corkscrew retainers to match it up also with the bait size, in particular the nose of the bait. Okay, remember, you can actually go fairly small with these corkscrews and have no issues with them, but if you go large, then you have a problem with them centering. So stick to the smaller size. In this instance, for the 10-inch hoagie, I'm going to use the large. For the 5-inch paddle tail, I'm going to use the small. And then for the grub, I'm also going to use a small. To attach your clip-on corkscrew retainer, you're basically going to start with the bottom of the corkscrew. You'll see that you have the centering pin side and then the beginning of or the end of the corkscrew there. And all you're going to do is take that beginning of the corkscrew there and insert it into the eye of the hook. And then from there, you're just going to twist it on just like a corkscrew till you get to the end and keep twisting it. Then what I do is I'll grab the base of the corkscrew and keep twisting it until you hear that click. And when you hear that click, then the eye of the hook has the eye of the retainer there, and it's firmly attached. And your rigging kit is ready to be rigged. Now, to rig our soft plastic bait, we're going to take our corkscrew retainer, find the nose of the bait, put the centering pin right in the center, and then you could just press it in and start twisting. One of the things that I like to do is, especially if the soft plastics have a kind of a pointy nose to them, is to get a pair of scissors and cut the tip off. And what that does is it creates a sharp, flat base in order to start the corkscrew retainer there. But now that we've got that, we're going to push the centering pin right into the center of the bait, and that'll make sure that the corkscrew tracks straight. Once you've got it touching the corkscrew, you can just start making a couple of turns, trying to keep it as centered as possible. Once you've got it started, then I like to grab the soft plastic and hold the corkscrew and just twist the soft plastic onto the corkscrew. Now, one of the key parts is that you don't have to run the soft plastic all the way to the end of the eye of the retainer there. Okay, giving it a little bit extra room is good. Have a little bit of a play there. Next, you're going to do is you're going to find the bottom of the bait. In the case of these, it has a slit where the hook starts underneath, and that allows that hook to penetrate farther up into the bait when you get a bite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist this eye until it's at a 90-degree angle with the hook so that it's coming straight up from the bottom there. Okay, once we've got that, then I could lay the hook right on the bait, and this will show me the exact exit point in order to keep this straight parallel with the hook shank. So I need basically the output of the sharp point to come out right about there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the belly there in that same spot. I'm going to bend it around so I can get that hook point to go straight through the belly and out straight out the back. Then I can verify by looking on the back side to make sure it's coming out straight out of the bottom. And once it's there, I can basically just push it through. And there we go. It sits perfectly flat and straight, and it's going to track very true. Now, the last thing you could do, these baits have kind of a ridge there to protect the tip, to making them somewhat weedless. But if you want to make it totally weedless, for sure, to make the point so it can't catch any debris, you could pull forward on the soft plastic, push that nose of the hook into the soft plastics, and then release it. And then it'll basically just embed just into the skin on there, and that makes it truly weedless. Okay, let's rig the 5-inch paddle tail there. So we're going to take the corkscrew retainer, find the centering point there, push it in, start twisting, And then once we've got it centered, we're just going to twist it on. Once we've got it almost to the end there, take a look for the bottom. So we've got a small recession here where the hook tip goes, and then the open bottom there. So we want that hook to be centered there. Oops. Let's find the 90-degree point. Okay. So it's going to sit in that recess. Line up the hook there to find out where we need the exit point to be. Bend the bait so we can get that hook point right through the center. Verify it's going to come out the center there. And then we could push it through. And there we go. That bait is ready to throw. Then for the small one, got a little grub there. Use the 2/0 with the small. Works the same way. Find the center. Stick the centering pin. Start twisting. Get that corkscrew to go straight into the bait. Since there's no really top or bottom, it's not going to really make too much of a difference there. But we can line it up to see where that hook needs to come out. Bend it through, right through the center, and back out again. And that curly tail grub is ready to throw. And that's how to rig a small, medium, and large bait using the All About the Bait rigging kit.